my dearest ones. Your recent history has proven to you that you had no chance to develop spiritually. Only very few souls who were strong enough and specifically destined to follow the path of enlightenment were able to do so. Now, this has dramatically changed as Earth has risen her frequency dramatically and is still continuing rising it. There are brothers and sisters among you who are able to feel this and integrate consciously these frequencies into their bodies. These are the ones from other star systems who have chosen to incarnate on your Earth to help to install the rising cosmic frequencies on your planet. They took on the lower vibrations in order to purify and transform them into light in their own bodies and minds. They did this by consciously following a process of understanding and surrendering their thoughts, their emotions and their own frequencies to the light. They trained themselves how to become aware of all these contents and the functioning of their own body minds so that they could deal with them. Often they had contracts with spiritual teachers who incarnated at the same time and who taught them how to do this. You could call these brothers and sisters forerunners, the first generation, to assist your planet to ascend at this time and which was predetermined since thousands of years. The divine process is always a very complex and comprehensive event, and all the pieces of the puzzle always are coming together at the time when they have to. And in this case, they come together for the great ascension process which is happening now in your whole solar system, but not only there but also in the universe to which your solar system belongs. This is part of the natural evolution where all creations must ultimately recognize and realize the divine source, the all that is. We have described what has happened until this moment in your evolutionary history. And now another great moment arises, the moment where you, the people of the earth, are awakening. Where humanity is awakening. Having increasingly heard and seen and read information from your wish hours about their ascension process and that of Earth, many of you are starting to be concerned how you would be able to ascend yourselves as you have no training how to deal with your faculties, such as thinking and feeling, and how to become sensitive to energy or frequencies, or to light itself. You have been told to deal with your subconscious content, but you do not know how to do this. The vocabulary used and which you read mainly on the internet are just words for you, as for many of you it is not a familiar field of experience. Dear ones, we are asking you now to trust the divine provision. These instructions you have been reading, without knowing how to understand them, or rather given to those who are already on the way and who are able to understand how to use them, but who had to be reminded and to be encouraged and supported to continue to do the work for the sake of themselves and of all mankind. Beloveds, it is only your wrong understanding, which is the concept of separateness, which is the reason for your concern. But if you at least can accept that humanity is one single body and that each one of you are like cells in the one body of humanity, whereby certain nations are like organs in this great body, then you can better understand your process of evolution and ascension. Consider those of your brothers and sisters who have worked for a long time to invoke and ignite the light in their body-mind, as enlightened cells, as master cells in the one great human body, who are initiating also the ignition of your own each single one's ascension. So when you can accept that you are one humanity, then you can also understand that this process of ignition of each single one of you must necessarily occur, just by your oneness. Light flows ultimately without known obstructions, and only when you intentionally resist, it will have difficulties to reach and become you. But even then it will eventually melt all what is in its way. Nobody can resist the light which is more powerful than any created world in the universe, as all is arising in divine light. While your wish hours were the ones who did the first hard work to pave the path for the ignition of divine light in the one great human body, it is desirable that also you intentionally invite it and to allow it in, as it is now so much increasing and present on your planet. With this gesture you help not only your own ascension process but also that of the great human body. Many times we have told you that you are not alone in this, as you have many visible and invisible helpers of light, ready to assist you and to respond to your heart's desire. What you need is faith and even excitement and joy to start a journey which is new to you as you will enter new territory. Do not even consider that you could control this process, dear ones, as you have never before experienced such happiness and such love, when you have given up your confusion. Dear ones, light carries information, carries consciousness, and by letting the light in, your consciousness will rise, and as it rises you will learn to understand yourself, to understand your faculties, as your higher intelligence and awareness rises. Of course, each one of you is on a different level in this process, but the more awakened the more can follow quicker, so that humanity's enlightenment happens like a chain reaction. Understanding this, dear ones, you must not be concerned, but trust that your turn will come to awaken to a new level of yourself. Until then, learn to see yourself and all humanity as being one body, one divine soul, in which you all participate. Accept that your essence is divine and not less, and so is each one of you. Therefore love yourself and love all humanity. This is the best preparation to open yourself to receive the light, now so fully and magnificently pouring down on earth and satiating her and all her beings. The more you exercise love, the more you are able to transcend heavy thoughts and emotions. It is that simple. You do not need any technique. You only need the right disposition, which is love, ultimately in all circumstances. And the light will find you and will ignite your higher wisdom and consciousness. The fact that many of you are asking how they would be able to ascend is already the beginning of your ascension process, as the question demonstrates the desire of your heart. This, your question, I have answered now, dear ones, so that you can understand that you are already on your way with every and all divine blessings. Dear ones, remember my word and take it to heart, especially when times on earth become more difficult. Understand that this is a good sign, as it enables many more to start to ask questions, ready to change, those cells in the single body of great humanity who are still deeply asleep. They need the thunder to wake up. And it is you then, who through your love and your desire to ascend will become their servants to show them the way to the light. Beloveds, do not separate yourself, understand the truth. You are all one great humanity, and all are to awaken and to join the new earth when your time comes. I love you. I am Sananda at the threshold of the Galactic Center.